There we go. So we have like this. So now we're doing a little Komarna on Terumah. It's a very powerful Komarna. It says each person to give their right, their heart, the gift from the heart. That's the gift you're supposed to give. You know, the famous story of Nefesh HaChaim. Someone came and he wasn't happy with the Meshulach picking up money for Volozhin. He's like, I want to give, paying the Meshulach, paying the wagon, or paying the, whatever I want to give for the yeshiva. So Chai Volozhin said, every person, you have certain contributions. And they knew they had in Shemayim, your contribution goes where it's supposed to go. He said that certain thing, this is more chashav, less chashav. Who decided? He said Hashem decided. They can say, it says the same thing. You give them money, your money is supposed to go for more important things. It will go for the horse. It's also schus, it's less, it's true, but it has to do with your schus. It doesn't have to do with the mishloach or not a mishloach. So everyone in the fee where the whole thing has to do with your heart, with the purity of your heart. That's the first thing to be aware of. That really the main thing Hashem wants of heart. He doesn't need us to give gold or silver to the Mishkan. It's not what's necessary. What's necessary is that there should be a self-sacrifice. Forget the Zohar says that money, dafka, if you don't pay for a mitzvah, it's not really, it's missing in the value. Very often paying is very important. To pay, it's a cheshivas. If you don't pay, something missing there. It's not free. Is like free is the other side of free. There's no free lunch, right? You have to really get to work. You have to. That's the first thing. So this command is very powerful. I always wonder whether it's kedai to say, but I think it is, because it's a very, very important yesod. People, sometimes the avodah is going good, the Torah is going good, and you can learn beautiful things, and really be connected in a very high, wonderful way. And it's important to be aware that, there are levels and levels and levels and levels of connection. Many, many, many levels, and many, many, many mahalchim. And it's something called Klipas Noga, and we're going to learn about it also with Arizal Bez Hashem today. But the Klipas Noga, the Bechina is called Klipas Noga. This Bechina, it's very insidious. It's very hard to really clarify. You get rid of all this yanim of like Tov and Ra, and not to be in Tov and Ra, but to be in a place of mamish, in a good place, in a real place. It's not an easy thing to do at all. It's not so easy. So the Komarna, he said you have to know that there's a bechina that's called Terumah. Terumah means literally a right, the nedava, right, you're giving, right, we're talking about it, and there's Tmura. Tmura is a flip. It's a flip. It's not the way that it should be. You kind of you just switch, do the wrong thing, with the wrong command, the wrong way. So it's something that can't really be picked up. The Baal Shem Tov went into a shul a few times, meeting with him, whatever. And he said, I can't stay here. I have to leave. It's full of tefillas and Torah. Torah and tefillas. This shul is full of. I can't abide it. To look, what's the shul supposed to be full of? For not Torah and tefillah. No. The Zohar says it's supposed to go up. Supposed to fly up. It has wings. The wings are composed of the ahava and the yira that you say the Torah with. But if there is zero ahava, zero yira, zero interest in Hashem, so it sticks around. So that's the thing. We'll see. He'll bring it also. The Zohar also says is the Renachman says also in the Kaliner and in the Beis Haran, but the Maisa it's in the Zohar itself very, very clearly, which is that if one Torah, one tefillah was said right, it picks everything up. But the problem is in a shul like that, no one ever that's totally not you're not in the cards, as it were, completely. You never say this like, oh, that's really bad news, and nothing ever. You don't want to be that kind of shul. You just want to leave. You want to be anywhere near such a thing. So there's an end up being in this place that's called Klipas Noga, right? It's very, very not pashut. The bechina is called Terumah. The Zohar says, I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I don't think so. But the Zohar says that Terumah, the bechina of Terumah is one bechina of a level where each person gets to the next world. Kodshim, it's higher level, right? That's why it's not just a kind of eating. It represents different spiritual realities. So bechina of Terumah is things get flipped. So he said, once my uncle. His uncle said, my son, I think it's a Zidishover if I'm not mistaken, he's talking to him here, or Tzvi, I think he means Zidishover. He said, my son, when I was 40, I still was worried, maybe I'm in a place that's called Klipas Noga. So again, we spoke about this before, I think, that really if you're Medayik, I heard this from Morgan Shur, it's very clear, I think in other places as well, that if you're Medayik and it's Chaim, it comes out that you have three aspects of a goof. You have a goof that's Tomei Mamish, you have a goof that's Klipas Noga, in the middle, you have a goof that's Bechina Chashmal, very high level. So the way Rav Morgan explained it to us was, if a person's involved in Isra, he's thinking of Isra Mamish, so that's the Bechina of, that's, he has goof Tomei Mamish. Like Mamish the father right now, his goof is taking over, it's got no or. Well, it's very bad. He's thinking about an Isra Mamish. Right? The person he has an Yisrael, whatever, he wants to steal something, he wants to do the Yisrael, whatever, speak Lashon Hara, whatever, there are different Yisurim, the Mamash Yisurim, and that's where his head is. It's very bad. His whole goof goes in a very bad place. He said, most people is something that's called Klipas Noga. Klipas Noga will have another apple, will do this, or that. Things that aren't necessarily good, but they're not so bad either. Try to uplift them, whatever, use the koyach for good, whatever it is, he's in a Klipas Noga state. So tzaddikim are in a place that's called Chashmal, they pick up their Pagadi in a very, very good place. So to clarify from Noga to Chashmal is not so easy. He said at 40 I also wasn't sure, and he was like a tremendous over the Shem. He's very, always involved in like deeper stuff and learning a lot. And I think it was the same uncle, his wife was very worried because for 3 days he didn't eat anything. He was just sitting in his room learning with Vekas. She's like, what's going to be? He's going to he can expire 3 days, no eating, like what? So he kind of spoke with him about it. And his uncle said, I didn't mean to fast. I just, such a geschmack of the Torah, I didn't remember 3 days. I don't know, I had davening because you feel the davening, but the food, whatever. He was, there's Yidden, and he's telling him, I wasn't sure until 40 whether I was, He was such a holy guy. He's like, oh my gosh, does anybody ever get out of this Klipas Noga? It's bad news. It's like a really insidious Klipa. It's really bad. It's like it's very hard to get rid of. Maybe on Klipas Noga, he said he saw my turned white and started trembling. He's like, don't worry, that's just the way it is. He said, yeah, that's how it is. You have to know. There's all these different bechinis in the klipa. And the klipa, you're dealing with the klipa. It's not pashut. One little bad thought, and you're out. You go right out. The person thinks of himself in the wrong way, thinks improperly, and he's out. So again, the Komarna says, don't be discouraged. He says later, he says, every one thing, you do one good thing, you pick everything up. But a person has to be you have to know, it's important to know, like this Rav Nassan says about Havdalah. The bechin is called Havdalah. He said, Ein das Havdalah minayin. He said, so what's so important about doing Abdullah? He said, you have to know, one of the things of Abdullah is to be aware that there's something called Chol. And there's a Yid who's a Bechin of Chol. He's not, of course, his Neshama is Chol, Kodesh Kadoshim, he's very good, but he's not a person who's Mamash Tzaddik. There's a difference. So the first thing is to know where you're holding. If you need help, and you don't realize you need help, you think you're a Muslim, so that's not so good. Right? It's not such a good situation. If I need help, what am I doing? I'm just, I'm just going to kind of, coast along. It's not so good. I have to be aware. Listen, it's not only, this is something people make a mistake of. This is the old discussion between the Chassidim and the Misnagdim. Right? The Chassidim tended that you can learn all you want, but if you're not really fixed, so then the learning is going the wrong way, going place, and it's all very nice, but you're thinking more of yourself. It's not, you're not really holding the way you should be holding. And the Mistani would say, if you're learning, at least you can learn. You learn. We can check if you learn. So if you're a tzaddik, who knows you're a tzaddik? And yesterday maybe you were a tzaddik, and today who knows what you are? Some bug guy, but who knows? You can change in a second. It's up to you. So you can't even eat. They would say it's like a stomachache and a heat fever. The fever in your chest, you see the guy. At least he's holding learning. But he's not holding anything. He's just a faker, a good faker. Well, big deal. He gets pajamas. He gets that. It's worthy. Nice parnasa. Whatever. People are. What do you? I know of one person. He supposedly, he told Rabbi Gamliel, he sent to tell Rabbi Gamliel, I know the person he sent to. He said, tell him I'm ready to send people to me. I said, what's nice, like whatever. Like the guy who was the keel of the shliach was like, this guy is such a, that is not what a real Rebbe is. Like, I don't know what a real Rebbe is, but that is not it. That's for sure not Shayach. Totally not it. That was his number one. That is not the Rebbe. It's not about Parnas. It's not, people coming and he's down, people aren't coming, they're not coming. That's what Nachman said about the cat, right? 19 years, this guy heard scratching at the door. He's a Rebbe with a little study, so really learning intensely and davening when he heard the scratching. Until 19 years later, he realized a cat. Right? Nachman said, yeah, he did the Ketzeler, right? He served the cat for 19 years. It's a cat, so he was served. Why did he serve? Because the cat made noise. I mean, that's not a real. Again, it's better than nothing, but that's not what we're talking about. The guy's really, he's holding, he's really there. That's not where it's at. It's not where you are.
When you think of an Isser Mamish brings your entire body down, is that meaning dwelling on an Isser Mamish, or even when something negative comes into your mind, but you're trying to fight it?
Okay, excellent question. So you have Melechesh Machshavas Asur Torah. That's what they bring who is it? Ronnie Bells maybe. The making something out of the machshava, that's what the Torah asks. You don't have to be. Now, fine. You have to know for yourself whether it's clear from the Chassidish Sfarim that there are two approaches to bad machshavas. One approach is to realize where the machshavah is from and to pick it up. But that's only if you're in a very healthy place. Most regular people can't do that. They're just going to go to bed. They're just going to down the rabbit hole with the machshavah. Don't go in the machshavah. Just run away. Most people can get away. But there's such a thing of sometimes picking it up and fixing it. That's a different inyan. But if you right away redirect your thoughts, so then it's not just what does it have to do with you? It's a b'chein avonos. I don't want this thought. I'm not interested. Forget right. Nachman has very good advice on how to do that. You think a different thought and don't. Train of thoughts. Realize if I think something else, just don't go back there. But then he says it's like a watch and ticking the seconds. We call it in English a train of thought. It's one thought, it's another thought. It's sort of spontaneous, but it's not really. If you just put it in a different direction. I always say that a person he's in a very depressed mood. He's terrible thoughts, and then someone faints. She just calls an ambulance. He completely gets out of the whole problem. It's already not a problem. What happened? Something happened that made you really get yourself focused, and then you're fine. Everything's gone. No depression. It's all right. What happened? What happened was something but I have that capacity all the time. It's my choice. It's just a matter of training myself and being ready to be patient till I get it together, till I get used to right away getting the thoughts somewhere else.
The point is just focus on something else?
Yeah. One eitzah. Again, it's not the best eitzah, right? Because really you're supposed to be zochah. If we're zochah to kedusha, so we're not supposed to have such thoughts at all. That is true. What do you want?
Sorry, doesn't it say that the Arizal would say that it's impossible for a person to always keep his mind clean, which is why they can't pray for more than 3 hours?
That makes sense. No, because something could come through. He can't do it, but Hashem can give him a shmir that he shouldn't have it. But it's not passion. It's a schos. You can't absolutely rely on it. But the Baal Shem Tov would make fun of the certain big parish. He would spend 7 days, all 6 days a week. He would fast and give brachos by the mikveh, and he was like, in Shemayim they laughed their heads off at this guy because he has no shaykhs to anything holy. It's all about his own recovery, and the people mechaber him, they give him an honor. That's all he wants. That's not valuable. Who asked you to? Who asked you? Who brought this up? Who said that that's what you need to be doing? Where did you get that from? What? So the Komarna says there's a simmer that you got it right. Okay, so what's a simmer to know that you got it right? You didn't blow it. You did it the right way with kedusha, with tahara, and mamish with the complete holiness. He said when you come back and you feel a tremendous ahavas Yisrael and a lot of anava. That's the simmer. You come back with you're back when you do the
This is Parshas Terumah?
This is in Parshas Terumah, yeah. Okay. So this is the Indian of the Mela, Ahavas Yisrael, you don't feel a guy of you. That's the simmer in your mamish. You got it right this time. Because it's a delicate thing. Then you got it right. But if you don't feel that, you're missing something. So again, it's not about feeling depressed about it. It's like, I'm not the tzaddik I thought it was. It's just about being realistic about where you are, where you're not. So today in the darkness where we are, every little thing you do is so precious, like the Chidah says, right? The Rizal said in his time, like Tanoim and Amoraim, because it's so hard. Every little thing you do is so chosh, not mamish, but there's a bechina because it's so dark, it's so difficult. And the Chidah says, and now it's much harder than the Rizal's time. He says, so we're worth even more. And today, my goodness, the Chidah was he had an easy street. We're really, there's nothing here, nobody knows it. It was just such an impossible generation today. And it's very chashuv. Everything we do is very chashuv, but it can't be depressed and down. But on the other hand, you have to know that there's a little bit of a people that you did still to become Namsham Rebbe. You like to. That's nice, good. That's just not there though. They're big Yidden. This is a good example. They're Yidden. They're the whole life and everything about is all about connecting to Hashem. And they don't really care about anything else. They're not thinking anything else. That's a person who's very precious. It's not so easy to get to that place. Because you can't tell the difference between him and someone else. It looks on the outside the same, but in the inside it's something completely different. He's a fire for Hashem. That's his whole self. Beautiful. Ashrei Chako. So you have to know, first of all, where you're holding. And do your best. Pick up, do whatever you can, however you can. But the first thing to be aware, number one, is Gaiva has absolutely no place. When you realize, listen, I'm in Klipas Noga, that's where I am, there's absolutely no place for a guy. What's for a guy? Give me a break. Gaiva for what? And you're trying to work your way through it. It's nice, but come on, give me a break. What's this Gaiva about? You have so far these huge issues. What? Okay, so thank you Hashem, that's what I need, and I accept that, but there's no way I'm going to be... that's not where I am. I'm not the guy who's this Yid who's dealt with it for whatever way. Maybe earlier lifetimes he came here earlier, more pristine, cleaner, wonderful. That's great. That's the way it is. Okay, you can go further. Not to be in this place of being stuck in this delusion that kilu I'm holding. That's why I always see people say they want to have the kavanas, right? The real kavanas. So if you have kavanas to connect to Hashem, that's fine. It's a way of connecting. It's another eitzah, fine. But the minute person who wants to be on the level, just read all the Tanaim that he says about there are a few of them that are more esoteric and they're very down to earth. You never sin, you never get angry, you never, it's like very straightforward. It's like this, but you never battle Torah, you never speak to Vichol, you start reading these Tanaim, you're like, and if you don't have that, you have no shayach. Okay, so I have no shayach. I'm trying, I like to, but it's like, wow, these are like tall order. You don't think you come on, it's just like, oh, you think of this. But I'm not thinking anything. It's about going into this shah, this gateway to take you places in Yonim. It's like seeming to get somewhere, whatever that even means. And you're reading, it's like, oh, do this, and I think this picture and that picture, this Rishar thing.
He's asking you to be perfect, essentially.
Not perfect, no. Not perfect, but to be in a place that most people aren't today. It's not called perfect, but it means, and it's not even impossible. The truth is, just all you have to do is really bring Hashem into your life, be'emes, and really work on it. It's not impossible, but it's a lot of work. It's a level. It's not like I read it, I understand it, then I have some there. Like you never really know what you're talking about. Even you don't know what you're talking. You want to learn this. You need to learn this, because it's matayr. It's very good. Like the Komarna brings, I forgot who it was, Reb Kaminka. I think he saw somebody didn't want to learn the Ri. He said, you should learn the Ri. The guy's like, what? Well, when I'll fix my midas, learn Shas and Poskim, and I'll be 100%. Then I can think about learning the Ri. He's like, wait a minute, how do you think you can learn the Shas and Poskim, Lishman, and be 100% and fix your midas without learning the Ri? It doesn't work that way. You need the sublime more of the Ri to get there.
How did they do before?
Huh?
How did they do before the Ri?
That's a different question. People were very different at many levels. The life was also harder. Very, very hard. The less meshukla, the less sophisticated they were, less advanced they were, the harder things were.
Yeah.
They didn't have any kind of devices that bred very, very strong people. It's almost like very super duper strong. Super. Even today, you can't even imagine someone hundreds. Could you imagine you need the bathroom? You have to go in the snow. I can't imagine. If you're wealthy, you had up as a shack. You had up as a building. You don't have to be outside bombers. It's like, how could you imagine that? It's like it's unimaginable. Nassen's time the butcher made these him, so he got bitten by a snake in the outhouse. That was normal. There was no bathroom. What bathroom? That was it. That was what it was. You went outside. Cold, warm. It's not it's not it's Adkinikach. It says the shul has to have something nearby because otherwise the people are going to do Yisurim. Because you want to daven in shul and you need the bathroom. You don't know where to go. You have nothing to do. What do you do? You're just holding in. What are you going to do? So it's like it's not pasha. Today, what do you mean? So you're in the bathroom in the shul. There are lots of shuls in the bathroom. You go to the other bathroom. Big deal. Go across the street. There's a bathroom. What you go to the restaurant? There's another shul. Of course, they have several bathrooms. What you have to have your own bathroom. It's like no, you don't. It's like we don't even understand what it was like to live that way. It was horse and buggy and like with no sophistication. No, you don't have wood. We don't grasp. A person's hungry today. He has no money. So, the place to get food. Go to Tosar and Chabad or here, go to Zichron Moshe, you figure it out. Today you have the kids starving, they're hungry, I want to eat. You'll think, what exactly do you want this money for? So, well, cigarettes. Well, the kid's not probably hungry. Come on, what's going to happen? But we're so privileged and we're so spoiled. It's just an amazing thing. So that's the first Indian. He said, so one thing you do, he said, special, and one good dibor, you can pick everything up. From Tamura, it says, Tamura is when the Klipa got a hold of what I had to say, and I flipped it around. Then I didn't learn Torah Lishma, I learned Torah for no good reason, not the way I should, and not proper. He said, but it says, it's a bechina b'ayahu Tamurasul Kodesh. There's a bechina of taking in the Tamura, and they both become holy. So pashtus, you get makis for doing it, right? So here he says there's an element of you didn't declare anything because you pick it up. There's a bechina of picking, uplifting the bechina of Tamur. Now, once we're already on the subject, we may as well, right? Person wants to change a behema, right? He wants to change. I have a lesser one. I'll use a better one. Why can't he do it? As an isser, what I do wrong, and they both come holy. What's the problem? So Pashtus again, the Rambam says, you start doing better, then you do worse. Who knows? You don't even know what's worse. That's a Pashtus. I hear it, okay, I hear, fine. But the Ramad Vali says something incredible there. He says, if you felt this Urus, You felt aroused to sanctify a particular behemoth. There's a spark there that needs to be a carbon. He said, and then you try to flip it. Then you're trying to get out of what needs to be. You had an arousal, and you actually sanctified this behemoth. That's not for nothing. That's the behemoth you needed to take it. You can make that kodesh too, but you cannot take it away from that one. Anyway, actually, in terms of the Terumah, there's a reflection, a holy reflection of a person taking the bechina of Terumah, where things were flipped around. The bechina where he's going to have an owner. Why'd you mess this up, right? And now he makes it, and the good one, he picks them both up, he uplifts them, and fixes everything. That's what the Gemara says. For example, a person learns actually Torah Shema one time, picks it all up, the whole year.
That means by doing things right, you're
Fix
massaging
everything. So it's like, don't worry, it's all fine, it's all good, it's all b'shlitta. You just, Hashem will help you get it done right, and you fix everything together. So you don't have to feel down about it. But mitzad sheni, it's very, very chashuv to be in this place of, we want to make a mishkan for Hashem. That's a big, big thing. We want to bring Hashem into our world. We have to also know the bechina of Havdalah. Bechina, there's a difference between, and people sometimes have a difficulty bending their heads around this idea. Like there's a difference between a person who's really, really holding in where they should be, and a person who's bundled to such people and tries to figure out the mahalach of such people, but not necessarily he's in that place right now. I'll give you a very simple example. People in terms of halacha, paskin halachas, to be really in a place where you know enough to work through a new thing, you have to really know an awful lot. You have to know a tremendous amount, and there are on two sides there's a problem. There's a problem number one, people they read the halachas for him, and they don't know anything about the sources. They hardly understand the svaras. If they even read the Mishnah Berurah, so he brings somewhat the svaras, but it's very concise, it's very, very kitzur. He skips a lot of the reasoning of a lot of different things, because there's just too many pratim. He could have written 3 times as much on the same information, just a little bit more thoroughly. So, how much you have to choose your battles, what you want to give over, what you don't want to give over. So he might have learned the Chapter Halachas, but he doesn't understand what's behind it very often. And he might be Medan Muslim said this is like this, and it's totally not, because he just doesn't have the training and the understanding of where it's coming from. And then you have the opposite person. Person knows all the shahs and all the things very well, but he's not a prima godim. He's not a prima godim. He's not a darky tshuva. He brings every tshuva and works out all the details. He doesn't have that, and he disdains looking at the achronim because he thinks he's so great, and he really is great. But he's still not the prima godim. Like, you're very nice, you talk all, but you do not become the prima godim because you'd like to be. You become the prima godim by killing yourself, like probably 300, 400 times as much effort as this big person put in. Literally 300, 400 times as much effort. And he worked hard, and that's beautiful, but you do not, still not the prima godim. And then you have the tahara of the of how he got the siyata d'shmaya, and how Klal Yisrael went with his mahal because he had the tremendous siyata d'shmaya, because he was such a special person with so much d'shmaya, so real, and yet overcame tremendous difficulties this person didn't have. So b'kitzur, what happens is that the person tries to make a decision, and he has no idea what he's talking about either. But he knows all the sources and everything clear. It's very beautiful, but you still don't become. You are still not the prima godim. Whatever you want, you're not the Chofetz Chaim. That's not who you are. So it's very important to have your place clear. This is who I am. This is where I am. Baruch Hashem, trying to do what I can do. And there's a very big advantage. Like again, in terms of these inyanim, there's a very big advantage to knowing where I am, and then I'm striving for more. I want to be zocheh to better, not to be in this place of feeling that because you're unique and every person is unique, therefore I'm somewhere else than where I really am. I'm where I am. I appreciate the good. Sorry about the negative. Work on it, and that's it. Work on it. But there's no point of being somewhere where you're not holy. And to realize I can fix everything. Everything's fixable. Everything's good. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. But to know, the one like I said before, you never know where you really are. Some people have challenges that are special challenges. It's harder. It's all very nice. It all comes in the cheshvan. But nevertheless, see lemaisa, where are you holding right now? If you're not the Beis Shlomo Alshich, don't think you are. If you know an awful lot, that's nice, but you're still not. You're not them.
It's hard because it's hard to know that there's something bigger than you, but know that you don't have to be that. Because
you have to do the best you can. That's the thing. It's something called kinesophin. Is a sinner. A person sometimes feels very. The Arizal brings is a kind of a sinner. This natural desire to disdain, loathe someone who is bigger than you. Nuchnis. You don't like it. Why bigger? Why I don't like that? Something natural. We don't. We want to be exceptional, and we are exceptional. We should be exceptional, but again, not this place where it should be expressed in kinna and sinna and all these different bad negative things. Kinna sof and tarba chachma means I also want to get that. Not teach go down. I also want to get that mila. It's a big mila, and that's also that. I forgot who it was. That Shabbos brings. Beautiful thing. My goodness. He says you have to learn from your friends in the kuda. So you have to learn from your first Nakuda. So on Shabbos you're allowed to borrow. I remember what he says, he teaches the halacha that you're allowed to borrow, but you're not use a lashon hava. Right? You can't use a language which sounds like it's like nothing a beginner permanence. Because then it sounds it's not appropriate for Shabbos. It sounds long term, whatever. Shayla you could say. So he said when you want to get your friend's Nakuda, he said you can't put your whole focus on it because you'll lose yours and you won't get his. You have to learn from his plus and then try to emulate that, his plus, but keep your own Nakudas clear in your mind. What I need, how I need, and where I am. And again, we're all building a mission with everything we do. And we have to be aware. Listen, I have to fix things and we're trying to fix things. But slowly but surely to understand, I have Nakudas that I need to work on and work on trying to do that, trying to get to Tvikas and goodness and all these good inyanim. So I think we're done with Komarna. Go to Chaim.